In this review, we're looking at two more models from NZG's 1-18 scale model program. The first model is the black version of the Mercedes-Benz EQC 400 4Matic. And, not to be outdone, we also have a second version, and this is the silver version of the same car. But unusually, these models are not the same, as they have some different features, and we'll see that shortly. So let's crack on and open up one of the boxes. And inside the NZG branded outer box is the usual pair of expanded polystyrene trays. This is the silver version and it's got a few bits of paper with it. And these are necessary because this model has actually got some electronics in it. Let's move on, and the trays are factory sealed, so we need to do a bit of knife work to cut the tape. And maybe in future all models will have trays that clip together rather than being taped. Lifting the lid, we see the model covered in soft paper, and there's also a tool that we can use to open doors. And then the giant hand crane comes in and carefully lifts the model out. There's also another bag in the box, and when we get that out, we see it contains a battery. And that battery is used to power the lights on this model. And that functionality is shown on the instruction sheet. Let's quickly drive over to the Cranes etc. weighbridge, and the silver model weighs 2 pounds 9 ounces, or 1.15 kilograms, and the black version of the model weighs slightly less at about 2 pounds 8 ounces, and therefore it's a touch lower in metric weight also. Before we start, just a reminder that you can see a lot more about models on the Cranes etc. website, and the link to it is in the video description below. Also, if you want to know where you can buy scale models, then you can click on links on the website, including those in the shopping mall. And listed here are dealers that sell models in countries across the world. So the only assembly we have to do is on the silver model, and that is the installation of the battery. It is a standard button cell, and underneath the model there's a small door which is secured by a screw, and we need to undo that to get the flap off. Inside is a simple holder for the battery, and it easily slots into place. No prizes for guessing that after that you just need to put the flap back on. For the detail, we'll look at the silver model, and we'll start underneath with the floor pan. As you can see, there is some detailing of it. The EQC is an electric car, so there's no standard transmission. Moving to the front, and the Mercedes-Benz logo and badges are modelled really nicely, and the headlights look realistic too, and there's also an NZG number plate. The wheels on the model are particularly good, and there's a small EQC badge on the bodywork, and there are colour-coded door mirrors. The footplate is also detailed. The quality of the metallic paint finish is very high, and details such as the door handles are also very good. At the back of the model there's a full width light bar, and there's also a nice chrome Mercedes-Benz logo. A high point of the model is the interior detailing, and that extends to the inside of the doors where the buttons are finely modelled. The driver's area, including the steering wheel, is also particularly good. For the features, we'll start with the black version, and as you can see there's steering on the front wheels. The wheels turn smoothly, and it's also good that there's independent suspension on each wheel. Out onto the test track, and the EQC rolls really nicely, and that's helped by the heavy weight of the model. It steers well also, although the angle is probably not as much as you get on the real car. And if you really like to bounce up and down, the suspension helps you. The EQC does feature opening front doors and also opening rear doors. The supplied pointer tool helps you open them, and overall the opening angle is quite reasonable. The door mechanisms are very pleasant, and they have just enough stiffness to actually feel a bit like a real car door. There is also another feature which is only present on the black version of this model, and that is the opening tailgate. The fit of these parts is very good, so much so that it can be hard to even get a fingernail in to open them. But after waiting for the fingernail to grow for a few seconds, we can open up the tailgate fully. It has a very realistic height of lift. There are a couple more features which include an opening sunroof. It starts with an opening interior blind, and then you can tilt the sunroof itself to open it up. This is a nicely engineered and implemented feature. Moving to the silver version, and it doesn't have an opening tailgate, but it does have electronics. There's a switch underneath, and when the power's on, you press the badge at the front to toggle the lights. And as you can see, you press it repeatedly to get different settings. These are two more high-quality models in NZG's 1/18 scale model program. They look great on NZG's Law Vehicle Transporter, and as models they are a very nice combination of detail and features. If you like high-quality car models, these ones are excellent.